Welcome to the Release Your Blocks podcast. I am your host, Victoria Bond. I am a spiritual empowerment coach. I help teach others to show up to their potency so they can fulfill their mission here on earth. I'm so glad you are here. And if you are interested in becoming a medium, if you're interested in becoming a life coach, or if you're interested in shifting your life from the 3D to live more in the 5D reality, then check me out, book a clarity call, and let's get chatting. Hey everyone, I'm Victoria Bond, and this is my beautiful sister, Amanda Lamb. How are you, Amanda?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. We've been meaning to do this for the last couple of months now, but you've been booked up, and so have I, which is always a good problem when it comes to business and living our life on purpose. So the point of this live that we're doing is how you can go from making $0 in your business to being a booked out medium with a waiting list full of international clients without working more than 8 to 10 hours. Literally, Amanda Lamb, this is what you have done. And you've done this in a very short amount of time. So I'm pretty excited about sharing your experience with our audience here. So this is the first time you've actually been interviewed since your business has exploded. And before you were doing mediumship, part-time, but being fully booked, you didn't have your own business, did you?
No, so I'm just a mum to 2 little girls, and that's always been my 100% priority, has been a mum when they're little. And it's been, not even a year, maybe 11 months since I started this opening up. I've always been really spiritual, but the idea of doing readings for people for money was always like, nah, it's always going to be like dabbling with friends or family. Never ever thought that I'd be doing, or that I'd have the confidence to do it, especially for overseas clients or people I've never met before, people I can't even see their face. Like, I have no idea. Sometimes I see their profile picture if they message me, but all I get is an image and their name. And it's amazing that I've done this. And it's only been 11 months. It's great.
What I love so much about this as well is we dived into your unique genius. And this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Now, so basically who we're talking to at the moment is for people that want to be fully booked out in their business while they're still playing with their kids. Okay. And this is a part of where Amanda really said, I'm willing to tap into my genius. I'm willing to make money. I'm willing to live my life, in my purpose, on purpose, but I'm not willing to give this up in my integrity, which is like being with my kids. I'm not willing to do the 40 hours a week because my purpose is to have my kids as well. So this is what I love about what you've done, Amanda. So if anyone is desiring to have a business from home and they're a busy mom, Amanda's proof that can be done. Also, I've put in here in the show notes, you can see that if you're giving away free readings, so this is for mediums, this is for mums, there's people that want to have a bit of a side hustle. But if you're giving away your genius for free, then you may have some loose boundaries. So what we're going to cover in this conversation is how one session can change your entire life. So it's really, really interesting because Amanda and I, of course, as I said at the beginning, we're sisters. I'm her big sister. There's about 2.5 years, 2.75 years between us. So we're very, very close. But what actually happened was we're from a gifted family, but we were brought up religious, right? And of course, I activated my gifts and stuff and had this awakening. And Amanda she's always going along with me, of course, because we're so close. And she's super, super, super gifted in a different way to me, but obviously a psychic medium. So you're clairaudient, Amanda, very much so. And you work with a different type of niche than I do. You do readings different to me, but similar energy. And the interesting thing is Amanda reached out to me and she said, hey, I love what you're doing in your business. I've got this gift and I want to be able to do it in my own way. So one thing Amanda's never done is you've never kind of been in my shadow. You've never, ever been in my shadow. You've never, ever gone, I'm going to do what my big sister's doing. You're like, I want to do it in my way. in my own unique genius, which is, so you see you smiling there, you're like, yeah, I don't want to be you. So what actually happened was Amanda actually reached out and said, can I have a session with you? And I was like, absolutely, of course. And what we uncovered in that one session was life-changing. The first thing was Amanda able to tap into her own unique genius, different to mine, unique genius. This is why Amanda's making money, right? Which we'll talk about in a second. But then, of course, like we were able to monetize that genius. So there's two ways of it, right? There's this feminine, like, oh, yay, like life is amazing, let's tap into our genius. And the other part is actually putting the structure and the strategy in. So Amanda, you created the Spiritual Space with Amanda Lamb, and this is a Facebook page. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I think it started with a bit of itchy feet, and it also actually going back about 4.5 years when my little girl Alice was born. I remember hearing, and this is, I feel like spirits here at the moment because I'm getting all emotional and tingly. I remember hearing this voice, and I was like, okay, I'm tired, we've had lots of stuff going on, and I said to you, I was like, oh my God, I heard this like African American guy telling me to feed my baby, and you're like, that's spirit, duh. And I was like, no, that's me losing my mind, I'm going crazy. And ever since then, actually, that conversation with you then, and it was something so brief as that spirit, it's always sparks me like, oh my God, I'm not, this has happened my whole life. I'm very auditory. But yeah, so when my little baby was little, Marley, I was thinking, I said to you, can I just pick your brains for 5 minutes? Not as a sister, just as a business coach or a life coach, spiritual empowerment coach, spiritual life coach, as you've got in the background there. And I literally thought it would be a 5-minute conversation. I think we talked for an hour. And then as soon as you left, I started my Facebook page. I think the next day I actually came into my sleep out and like completely changed it to a healing room. Just that picking your brains for an hour literally changed my life. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. And the amazing thing is you have got less than 500 people in your Facebook page. You're fully booked up. You have got a waiting list for weeks for readings. Those readings, and I'm just sharing this with our audience so then they can understand how easy this can be. And it basically, Amanda's got this long like waiting list of people. She's got reoccurring clients that are continuously coming to her for healings or readings. Her offers are very, very simple, but very, very potent. And people keep coming back and back and back. And the beautiful thing about it is she doesn't have to book in appointments. What she does is she has created a way of creating money in her own time. Now, with less than 500 people, and how many times do you post a week, Amanda?
Oh, probably once. And see, I always thought you had to have a huge following of people to be successful. And so I always thought, oh, I'm going to put so much energy into my Facebook page, but literally putting a card pull or a free reading here and there, I'm just so busy that I'm thinking, oh man, I don't give my Facebook page enough attention, but one post a week. Yeah, it's all I'm doing. Sometimes
so one post a week, and this is where the energetics and the strategy comes in. So what I shared with Amanda was my method. So my Aligned Success Accelerator method, which is my genius, right? And my genius is to help other people with their genius. So it's a unique kind of system that only I know. And it's also, you have your own unique system and your own genius that only you know and that only you can do. And this is where a lot of people are getting lost in the do's of the coaching system. So, of course, when Amanda came to me, I was like, we ended up having, like she said, can I just ask you a couple of questions, not as a sister, but as a coach? So I went into coach mode, coach hat. And when I just went, let's go. What questions do you have? And I shared with you, and you're a manifest generator. You're a 3-5 like me. So we've both got the same personality type. So it's, I know by really utilizing the human design with you, Amanda, and this is what you do with your clients too, is you're aware of human design as well, is that I knew how to talk to you and I knew what you had to do in order to actually get the money and the client. So this is what is so beautiful. So gone are posting 10 times a day. You don't have time for that. No one has time to post 24/7 when you've got 2 little children and your kids are both under 4. Like you've got a toddler, a 16-month-old, I believe I should know, she's my niece.
15 months.
15. 4, yeah. I thought I'd just jumped a month in just in case to catch up. And also a 4-year-old. and and you look after the house, husband's at work and stuff, so you do all the things, right? So it's not like you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs. You're busy, and you've got a life as well, a social life. So what I loved about this is when you're messaging me and then you're upping your prices. So we put a system in place, and also the energetics behind that. How do I function with my genius? Right. And then you created it around you. So it wasn't that I need money. It is, I want to live my life in my purpose with my genius, but I'm not allowed to do this stuff for free. And this is what I want you guys to hear. If you are a medium, if you're playing with cards, if you're giving advice, if you're doing coaching by giving yourself away, I call it prostitute mode because it's a lower consciousness, then what is happening is all you get is exhaustion. So it's absolutely amazing. So with your mediumship, Amanda, can I just ask you, what is so unique about your genius mediumship?
Well, I don't know. I think everyone that does mediumship or whatever, clairvoyancy, has got their own special genius and their own gifts and the way that they channel and use it. I just feel like this has just come to me for a reason at a time that I needed it. And I feel like my energy, well, I can relate to so many people on different levels. I feel like I really, I don't know what it is. It's just come so naturally at the right time that I'm not pushing. And I think people feel that energy as well. And they feel like, okay, she's not, and I'm never, my readings are always done with love and light. I never allow anything negative in. I think a lot of people have that fear of, I want a reading, but I'm so scared of what you're going to tell me. No, it doesn't work like that. I don't say anything that's going to be freaky or anything like that. It's just love and light energy. It's just literally information and channeled energy from your guides, your spirits, your angels. And then when you were saying about the human design, how it's so important, especially for yourself, because you have so much knowledge with human design. When you gave me my helpful tips, which really shot me off, you knew exactly how to talk to me, like you said. But if you didn't know that I was a managen and you probably looked at me and be like, oh my God, you're too fast, you need to slow down, or that wouldn't have aligned with me and it wouldn't have worked. So for your clients, it's really amazing that you understand their human design, because you can talk to them and help them on the level that they need. That's not going to work just for you, but that's actually going to work for them on a personal level. And that's what's really cool. So I think with my readings also, I haven't been doing human design a lot in my readings yet, but it is something for you in particular that is very personalized for people, which I think is really, really cool. And that's what made me really jump, because it made me more comfortable with my human design. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to be fast for me. It's okay to have lots of different ideas. It's okay to do readings and offer this, and this, because that works well for me.
And I think it's really important to note as well that it's not about using human design necessarily in your business. It's about understanding your own, which actually allows you to be in your genius. Now, we've got another sister, right? There's three of us. We've got two little brothers as well. And myself, I'm a projector. Rachel, our sister, is a projector as well. But you and I are similar because we've got the same personality profile of the 3-5, and Rachel doesn't. But Rachel and I are projector energies. So, for years and years and years, and this is going off subject, but it is quite relevant. For years, we're like, Amanda, slow down. You can't go this fast. Like, rest. Why are you going so hard out or so fast? And then the truth is, you're probably like, why are you guys like resting all the time? Like, are you depleted and like I don't know, iron or something? And totally. Then the piece of the puzzle is that we all have different blueprints, and there's no right or wrong on how we work. So when we had that session with you, and I went fast. I went really, really fast. And what Amanda did was Amanda was able to calibrate at the speed that she was required to go. And what actually happened with that is, because she wasn't going too slow or too fast, she was actually balanced. The money started rolling in. This is the energetics part of it, right? So this is what I bring into the Aligned Success Accelerator method that I have personally created, is that what actually happens is, it's once you get to this kind of calibrated energy and you've got a structure and a system that works for you. Amanda's system wouldn't work for me. It just wouldn't work because my blueprint looks completely different, right? So I can't make money the way Amanda makes money. It's not going to work. It's going to be hustle. It's going to be hard. But do you feel like you're hustling in your business, or do you feel like you've got flow?
Not at all. So my little baby has just started daycare. Before that, every evening, because I'm a manager, I can work all day long. I can be with my kids all day. Hubby gets home, we have dinner. I can come to my sleep out and do 2 hours of readings. A projector like yourself, you probably couldn't do that. You'd have to have your rest during the day and then prepare yourself. Everything just has literally flowed exactly as it should. The only time that I've felt like this is too much is because of the boundaries, like you said. Sometimes I was doing extra healings for people, but it was just sucking too much of my energy, or I wasn't grounding myself enough. And that's me learning and just growing as I'm going along. But literally now my baby's in daycare 2 mornings a week. So I book up my readings for those mornings. So I come in here, I do my readings, and that's me. I don't have to worry about coming out in the evenings, unless I've got a Reiki or a bars client, which I love doing that as well. But it doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel exhausting. It just feels exactly as it should. Like, it just feels like I'm on the right path, doing the right thing, what works for me and my family. It's really working so well.
What I love about this as well is when we look at your blueprint in human design. So obviously human design is just one tiny little tool that I add into my method, of course. But when we look at yours, we can see that structure and discipline works very, very well for you, because you're very active mind. So when we come into every element of the way we live, the way we parent, the way we eat, the way we exercise, like Rachel, my sister, and our sister used to be like, Amanda, slow down. How many times do you have to exercise? We just want to go to sleep. And she's like, if I don't get the energy out, it locks in my body. I must do this. So the thing is, we follow our own design. We follow our own knowing and our own purpose. But what I've helped you with is just to give you those tools to confirm, to give you the evidence that I am on the right track. And if you guys want to sit on the couch and chill out and have a nap, that's cool. I'm going for a run because that's what's going to serve me. So it's kind of like that energy. And like you said, there's been no hustle. The people have just come. You've done absolutely no advertising. I think maybe you've sponsored your page a couple of times.
Yeah, I do that every now and then.
Yeah, and that's like a few bucks. Like you've done on a very, very small scale, but you've got international clients. You've got clients from all around the world. We'll be going for a walk and Amanda will be like, oh, I've got like 5 readings in Australia. And I'm like, wow, this is a symptom that you are in alignment when people are coming to you and asking for things. And as a manifest generator, of course, it's you're waiting and you're responding to those you want to respond to. So going back to that boundaries things, with the loose boundaries, when you're overgiving, we always know that loose boundaries and overgiving and this lower energy, this posture energy of overgiving is connected to worthiness and your value. And what I've noticed about Amanda specifically is when she turned up the confidence in that session that we had, we turned up that confidence. And we're sisters, so we don't walk and talk business all the time. We literally are like, we're sisters and friends. We don't talk business. So that one particular session, by turning up that confidence and by you seeing that exact genius that only you have. No, I don't have that. I do it in a different way. We're all so unique. And by you owning that I want to stay in my own lane and do things my way, brought you more abundance. And I've got to admit, I gave you Magnificent Mediumship, which is my #1 selling program, and you didn't even open it because you didn't have to. So I can't say that she did my mediumship program, guys. All I can say is one session, Amanda took the golden nuggets, her genius, the way she wanted to do it. She knew her boundaries and her integrity of what she would and wouldn't do in regards to her family, because being a mum was more important than anything else. And she worked around her lifestyle to create thousands of dollars extra a month into her bank account while working 8 hours a week and having a waiting list. How does that feel when I repeat that to you, Amanda?
Yeah, a little bit like, is that true? Like, how does it get better than that? But like you said, it's a big ups to you for doing all this research and study and the money you've spent on human design, because if you hadn't learned all of that, then you wouldn't be able to talk to me in a way that I'd understand. So that's why you are so good at what you do, because you really do connect to people on a personalized level, not just this is one thing that's going to serve everyone. This is your human design, this is your blueprint, this is how you can succeed. Like you respect everyone's human design and everyone as a person, rather than going, no, you won't succeed because of that, or no, you won't succeed because of that. It's really all the time and money and energy you've invested into that human design, it's really paying off. Because like me, for instance, 1 hour of your time has just gone and just skyrocketed to this amazing business that I'm in. So yeah, that's really special that you've done that for so many people, and that you continue to do that.
I think it's not even just about the human design. It's human design is a tool, just like mediumship is a tool, just like cards are a tool, just like we've got resources everywhere, right? It's really about, like, I already was doing that, but I didn't know how to convey. I could see other people's geniuses just in their spirit, because I'm a psychic medium, if you guys don't know as well, obviously. But Amanda, for you as well, it's like, it's bridging that gap of communication. And when we understand how to talk to different people, because we are so uniquely different, we're basically essentially like different animals, like, so I think it's the human design is an incredible tool. But when it comes to being in your genius, which you are clearly in yours, because the money is a symptom of that, and the clients that are coming back and back and back and back, and like, seriously, people have like 5 readings with you sometimes. They come in
plus, yeah.
And it's not that you're not giving them what they need, it's just that you're giving them exactly what they need. And a reading is not about, and coaching is not about saying this is the go and do this. It's about what possibilities are around you and what are you willing to play with. And this is when we, as psychic mediums and as coaches and practitioners, we bring the tools in and say, what is required for this person and what is my genius? So you do this in your readings, Amanda, and I do this in my coaching readings. What can I be? What space can I be to help this person really turn up their genius and their confidence and shine in the world? And that is going to look different for every single person. For Amanda, it was a 1 hour session for the Aligned Success Accelerator method, right? And a chat about mediumship before that. And we've played with mediumship because obviously it's fun. Why wouldn't we? We've got the same ancestors, so we have conversations of what has Granddad been talking about. And our sister's the same. She's a psychic medium too. But the thing is, it's really about bringing it all in as a holistic approach. We've got the energetics and the strategy. So how have you found the energetics and the strategy? Because this is a part of what I bring into the genius of people, the feminine and the masculine, right? So the energetics, so the integrity, the calling people in, all of that type of stuff, that the energy pulling that you do, that, but also the strategy of actually getting people into the system and booking them in and making the money and stuff like that. How have you kind of managed both of those two in harmony?
Well, I think, and like you said, my Facebook page is not huge. Like, I don't have thousands of followers yet, and it's not, that hasn't been a focus for me because it hasn't needed to be a focus for me. What I find with my readings is I'll do a reading for someone and I might have thought, oh, that was pretty average, but that person will give me 10 other people for readings, who will give me 10 other people for readings. So the strategy behind it as well is, well, to be honest, I think it just leads with love most of the time, because it's just love and light. And that's what I'm putting out there, attracting, not chasing. I don't want to chase these people who are just going to run a mile. I'm attracting my soul clients. And I can tell you that every single one of the people that I've read for definitely feel like they're a soul client. I'm connecting them in such a beautiful way. So I think, yes, there is a balance, but energetically and putting the vibes out there more so than the strategy for me. And I'm learning strategies as I go along. Every time I talk to you, I get a new strategy of my business. But it is literally just putting it out there and being really, like you said, integral, just doing things with my truest integrity. And that's drawing in those soul clients for me. And repeated clients. Like you said, I've had some clients who get, honestly, 5+ readings. Some clients get a reading every month. I've actually got an amazing client in Australia at the moment who's gifting birthday presents for reading, like gifting a reading as a birthday present for all of her friends, which is amazing. And then in turn, that person might tell someone else about me. So it's just that energetic thing for sure.
So that the energetics and strategy, and I know we've talked about this, but they are one of the same. So what you're actually doing with your energetics is a strategy. So when, and this is for everybody else, right? So for when we are just going, I'm going to lay back and let the universe bring me my soul clients, that doesn't work. So what Amanda has actually done, I know we went through this in our session, Amanda, is very much calling in the soul clients in a way energetically. So you're doing the energetics of it. But I remember us distinctively saying, I don't know if you remember this, Amanda, but in that session, we're like, what if the ripple effect was so broad, so bright, like you say, love and light is it's not that you won't look at the dark side, or it's not that you don't clear energies, because you're an energy clearer as well. I want to make that very, very clear. It's not just about love and light, because as mediums, we do a lot of energy clearing as well.
Absolutely.
So, but what I'm trying to say is when you put out all of this energy, we actually on that day said, what if the ripple effect for every person that came, we should have recorded that session we had. What if
we didn't know it was going to be that huge?
What if 10 people could come? This is what our strategy, or this is what your strategy is going to be, that for every one person you attract 10. And what if we didn't limit it to go, I've only got these 5 clients and oh my gosh, I've got to try and get leads everywhere. What if you concentrated energetically on that one person, knowing that along with spirit, but along with your own unique strategy and the words that you're using, and actually really knowing your boundaries? Because as a medium or in a coach, you're teaching. But what if these could all work together perfectly in harmony for you? And that's the thing. Amanda's unique genius is different to mine, which is different to yours. And that's why having a session like this, having a session with someone like Amanda or myself, because Amanda does use a lot of strategy in her readings as well, because she essentially is like a reading coach. It's not like a paint your color this color, that someone's coming around the corner, this and that. It's not that type of reading. It's more of I can help you enhance your life in only the way you know how. That is the type of readings you do, Amanda. That's where we're very, very similar. And just like I have people that come every 2 weeks for coaching sessions, because I'm a coach, that's why your readings are so dynamic, because it's not a one-time wonder type of reading. It is more of yes, I can help you excel your life, raise the frequency, bring all the things that you want to do into that, and then they come and they get another one when they're ready to up level again. Can you see how that's actually a strategy? You're not holding back, but you're allowing people to rise because you are rising your frequency.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I'm getting a bit intricate here, but do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that is absolutely amazing. So the beautiful thing about where Amanda is at now, and she's also got this roadmap going forward as well, which is a flexible roadmap, I've got to add in, is that she is at the moment, Amanda, you're not doing face-to-face. You're literally making thousands of dollars every month by creating these readings, this amazing genius that you have in your own time. So going forward into the future, do you have any idea on how you want to turn this up and actually even like double and triple the income that's coming in monthly?
Yep. So at the back of my head, I always have, like you said, a very flexible timeline or a very flexible idea of what I'm going to. Also, being a manager, I don't like to put everything. I've got structure, but I don't like things set in stone. So you asked me a question today, and I'm like, let me think on that. My emotional authority's got to think about it, but I do have this plan. So my idea was always, once Marley's in daycare, I'll start doing face-to-face. So she's in daycare now. I have a huge waiting list, which I absolutely love. I love my clients. Next year is going to be a big year for me. So next year, I'm going to focus more on like this face-to-face readings, especially for my overseas clients who I've had so many go, oh, I'd love to meet you in person. I have the time. I will have the time and space for that next year for face-to-face readings, which I'm so excited about. Also, I have a beautiful healing space here in Inglewood. I can allow clients to come and have readings here next year, not just Reiki and bar sessions. Also, next year I'll have more time for readings, so I'll be able to fit even more in, which will be exciting. And I want to add to my toolbox by up-leveling myself in Reiki, adding a few more healing modalities into my practice as well. So I'm going to let spirit guide me into where I need to go. But at the moment, I'm just thoroughly enjoying reading. So I finish a reading and I'm just on a high. It's like you've been for a run. It's such an amazing feeling. So I'm just riding that wave at the moment while I'm so busy, which I'm loving. But definitely there's more to come next year. I've been using a lot of crystals in my readings for healings, and I'm actually sending every person that gets a reading gets a different kind of individualized healing from me as well, which is literally a distance energetic healing, but it's still got the same potency as a hands-on reading. Things like that are just going to intensify next year. So that's really exciting.
And I can see your aura just like kind of like glowing when you're like doing the, oh, and that's the thing, staying in the question is a really, really big thing. So what would you say to the mums that have a business that's not thriving because they feel like they're a busy mum? What would you say to those mums? What would you say to the people who are giving out the free readings and not actually charging for their genius? And what would you say to the people that have got the point of view? Okay, there's 3 questions here, so I'll break them down. But the point of view that they have to have a big Facebook group and be posting 3 times a day to make money. So what would you say to those mums that have got a business but they feel like it can't thrive because they're mums, because they're busy?
So it's all like a lot of, again, energetically, ask your guides for help. Ask your guides for the time and the space, because if you want to do it, you can do it. You can do anything. You can have the time and space to do anything you want. Being a mum is so, like you said, it's 100% my priority. I love my children. It was a struggle to have my children, so I really appreciate the time I get with them. But in saying that, I've always wanted to work from home. I've always wanted to earn lots of money. I've always wanted to spend time with my kids. I've always wanted to help people. Anything is possible. You can manifest anything in your life. So saying, and I know I've said this too, once my child's doing this, I'll be able to do this. Just drop the barriers. Ask your guides for help. Ask your angels for help. Just say, allow me to have the time and space that I require to do this. With the Facebook thing, it's probably jumping your question here, it's not that important. If you're focusing all your energy on social media, and then you don't have the time and space for clients because you're always there, and present, which I think is really important. But also, it's not, again, attracting, not chasing. If you're chasing, you're giving out the wrong energy. And look at me, I honestly don't have that much of a following at the moment, which I'm fine with, and I hope that does grow. But it's the content you're putting out, not just the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like ditzy, like you say, like the shiny stuff. It's not always that. Sometimes it is a little splurge about yourself. Or
when you're putting value out all the time, value, people just consume. We've got YouTube, we've got Instagram, we've got all of the platforms where there's so much information. But what you and I do, and what you're doing specifically, is you're changing other people's realities.
Yeah. Exactly. And also it's very important, and that's the other thing about doing stuff for free. I quickly learned that doesn't work. So I think I did about a month, and I did a couple of free readings for friends, which I totally wanted, and I do readings for friends all the time for free. Occasionally, if they want a big reading, I might charge them for a really small one if they insist on paying. But you have to know those boundaries as well. So I spent probably a month doing a few readings for friends' mums. I think a couple of your friends I did for free, just as like get my feelers out there, get a bit of confidence, which is great. But you have to at some point bite the bullet and say, no, my time is so valuable. My gift is so valuable. There's nothing wrong with asking for money. Money makes the world go round. Money's just energy. And it's so satisfying. So yes, I do still do freebies. I quite often will gift a healing to people. Like I said, I gift a healing in all my readings, but quite often I'll say, hey, can I please send you some distance Reiki if you're open to that? Because I feel like it's a contribution I can give to you. But I'm also very aware of my boundaries. I have had clients who just try and get lots of stuff out of you, but they'll never book an appointment. You have to click onto that very quickly, those people, and just say, hey, I'd love to help you. What can I book you in for? Because your time is very valuable. My time is very valuable. But you're just knowing your boundaries. And if you wish to keep doing stuff for free, great. But if you want to earn money, people understand. Your friends, if they say, please, can I have a reading? I'll pay for it. Say, yeah, sure. Okay, great. If it feels right, don't charge them. But you can't do that for everybody. You can't do that for your sister's mum's auntie's friend. You've got to have those barriers in place. Again, asking your guides and asking your angels to help you with that, asking them to help to make sure that your barriers are down, but your boundaries are up, and they'll help you know what's right for you.
And this, I love this, and this is one of the core things I teach in my method as well, is to drop your barriers, but to know your boundaries. And I know it's a little
and
bit
I
different.
think you might have actually taught me that one, I think, because that's something that I've this year in particular I've really put into place.
It's something I'm always seeding into every conversation. Yes, but the biggest thing as well is, acknowledging that for those who are giving out free readings, and I just want to kind of really just go a little bit deeper into what Amanda just said. With the free readings that she did was to gain the confidence, also the testimonials, and also to so there was a strategy behind that as well. So this is where the strategy does come in. So it's not like, I'm just giving out free readings. Amanda knew, so you knew that you were only doing it for a very short amount of time. And I remember we had this conversation, and then there had to be a monetary, and then the price goes up and it goes up and it goes up as we build the confidence and grow the self-esteem in our gift and genius. Because the thing is, if you're not charging people, then those people cannot receive the genius, because it's an energetic exchange. So I know I give you free readings, you give me free readings, obviously, because it's an exchange. And I know there's probably only about 5 people in the whole world that I give free readings to, probably less than 5. There might only be 3. And the truth is, that's never a full reading. Because being a projector as well, my time, I don't have that time. I don't have that time or that space. So no, for you, Amanda, even though you say, yeah, I do free readings, I know that your boundaries are very, very strict on that, because you wouldn't be making thousands of dollars a month doing readings if you just read for everyone that you liked for free. So we're talking about best friends and family here.
Yeah.
So just to make that,
and if it was if it was a free reading, it might have just been a quick 3-card spread, a 10-minute reading, not a 40-minute reading. And healings as well. I've got my best friend. I see to her and her family. Anytime you want a clearing or a healing, let me know. And she doesn't take the piss. She won't ring me every week and ask for a clearing. She'll be like, oh, my son's struggling at the moment. Would you mind? Or she'll wait for me to offer. And she'll be like, oh, yes, please. I would never do it for anyone taking the piss out of it.
That's the boundaries. Thing. Yeah, that's the boundaries. And when people are messaging and they're going, give me advice, tell me this, you're like, that's when you're actually overstepping the mark. And it's like, hang on a minute, there's loose boundaries from that person. What energy am I being? So would you agree that the strategy and the energy, putting it together, has actually created your success in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful. And I just want to say, as a sister and a friend, because you are my best friend too, I'm so proud. She always rolls her eyes. Please just leave me alone. I'm so proud of you, because I know when I first gave you a deck of cards to play with, or whatever it was, about 3 years ago, you went.
I still have my first deck up there somewhere.
Oh, amazing. And you see, she's actually in her own healing space at the moment. Yay, this is where we're broadcasting from. And the thing is, you said, I remember this particular energy clearing session we did. You said, I feel guilty. And I said to her, we were brought up Catholic, right? So we're brought up religious, and we're told not to play with pendulums or crystals or oils or cards. And we've been very, very fortunate with our upbringing, and we've learned a lot of amazing things and have a deep connection to, angels and all the things. But I remember doing that first energy clearing session, and once that energy was cleared, you just took off. You just took off all over the show. Absolutely incredible. I'm very, very proud of you. And also, I trust that anyone who is a mum who desires to have that side hustle not being, the main word there, but anyone who's designed to bring more money, and especially in what's happening right now with COVID in the world as well, and people are actually losing their jobs if they are kind of not wanting to have the vaccine and stuff like that, you can make money online with your own unique genius. And it's not going to look like Amanda's, and it's not going to look like mine. It's going to be your own. And that is how you make money, because money is simply the residue, the symptom, the energetic gift. And if you're a medium or not, it doesn't matter what it is. There's actually a gift for every single person. So Amanda, is there anything that you want to say to our audience right now?
Just thank you in particular. Very, obviously, because we are sisters, it can be hard to receive from family sometimes. And you know me, I'm the kind of person I have to be really ready to want something and ask for it. And you have to be the kind of person to be wait for the invitation before you can thrive. So I want to thank you for that. But I would really encourage anyone who is ready as well. You have to be ready. That's the main thing. You can't, and you'll probably notice with a few clients that I'm ready, and they do something and they don't do anything with your program, or they don't do anything with the advice, and that must be really frustrating, but they're not ready. So when you're ready to invest and to take the step, it's so bloody worth it, because you can manifest any life that you want. Like look what we're doing. This is so great. And I get the biggest kick out of helping people. Like when I read my feedback from every reading or every healing, even my husband, who's not spiritual at all, like he's so, Philip's so science-based, he's like, what the fuck? There's something in this, like if you're getting feedback about this, that's amazing. This is something that he's so closed off to. But, if you're getting feedback from clients and this feeling, it just makes it so worthwhile, and you thrive and you want to continue with that. So when people are ready, like truly investing in yourself, and I tell a lot of my clients, if they're ready to do programs or if they're ready to study, like your programs are amazing, because you can manifest anything that you want in life, and it's important that you do before it's too late, especially with what's going on in the world at the moment. Our energy and our light work is so important, and everyone's got that. Everyone just needs to, if you're ready to tune into it and tend to invest in yourself, because it's the best investment you will ever make.
Time and money.
Time and money.
And also the last question I have for you is, how do you think by you stepping into your genius, monetizing your genius essentially, and this is just the beginning, this has only been in this last year, right? So it's amazing. You made thousands and thousands of dollars by doing readings. So anyone that says you can't make money from readings, BS. I'm telling you now, I've done multiple six figures this year. I've done well over multiple. I've done a lot of money this year. And so have you, Amanda. So what I want to say is, what impact do you think this is going to have on your children now that you've stepped into this space?
Oh, in so many ways. They learn that mummy can do a million things at once, and that's okay. It's also okay to sit down on the couch and watch TV and do nothing. That's fine. My little girls come out here. Alice gets a deck of cards and goes, "Can I pull you a card, mummy?" It's just allowing my children to see what mum and dad have created. Like, we'll spend family time in the weekends just on our property with each other. But then they've got so much variety in their life that they're going to know that they can do anything they want. They can be spiritual, they can be religious, they can be this, they can be whatever they want to do. And they'll have that support from us. But it's just showing my little girls that they can have whatever they want. They can have whatever they desire. And it's important that we respect them and that we allow them to do that and to grow, and that they can see all aspects of life as well.
Giving them choice.
Exactly.
And that's what we really need to hone in, is that we have a choice, create from a generative energy. And that's what we went through. And the method, of course, was you cannot create from manic manifesting. So what energy are you willing to be to monetize the genius which is within you? And I think,
and exactly. And if people are struggling with that, that's why reaching out for like one of your programs, or reaching out to you for you do calls, don't you, where people can like actually find out what would work best for them in your programs?
I do. Clarity calls, that type of stuff.
Clarity calls. Because then you can, and I know for me, I'm a manager, so I'm constantly like, oh, what should I be doing? Because I shouldn't be doing just one thing. But if people are struggling with what direction, talking to you is amazing, because it just, like you said, hones it all in onto a couple of things to focus on, and that's where you're going to thrive, rather than a bit here, not being sure what to do. Like having that professionalism and that integrity that you bring, it just helps people find their genius, which is awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And how can people find you if they want to book in for a reading with you? So we've got the Spiritual Space with Amanda Lambs. It's a Facebook page. Is that the best way to contact you if people are wanting to book in for one of your incredible readings?
Yep. So at the moment, my readings will continue to be voice recordings, probably till the end of the year, just mainly while I find my feet with little children, and then that works best in my time as well. And then if it's an audio recording, people can listen to that whenever they want. It's sent to you on an MP3 or MP4 file, and you've got that forever. I've had people who say, I listen to my reading all the time, and that's really cool. So at the moment, jump on my Facebook page, send me a private message, and I can just book you in. I do have, at the moment, it's probably 3 to 4 week waiting list, which is great for me. A little bit hard for clients sometimes, but it's worth the wait when you get it. You're like, oh, exciting, my reading's here. My phone number's on there as well, and my email address, so people can ring me, they can email me, PM me on Facebook. And I will do a Calendly link next year when I'm doing face-to-face readings, and that will be exciting because then I can slot people in for certain time frames. For Reiki healings and bars healings, I'm available Monday, Tuesday, and now Friday mornings from 8 till 12, which is really exciting because a lot of people I've been doing only in the evenings because it works best for me. Also, evenings are available as well. Obviously, there's a bit of a waiting list for that, but that's the time frames that I've got for those.
This is where it shows that the total differences in us, because the structure that you just put in there, I'm so unstructured, and it's my design is like that. And for you, we were talking about this the other day, you thrive when we're looking at your human design chart. You thrive on the structure, where for me, I'm non-disciplined in that structure. So it's really, really interesting. But what I also love about that is the flexibility that you have. So then, because time isn't real, it doesn't matter. Time isn't real. I would actually personally love to see you having a 3-month waiting list. So let's get onto that. Also, I know for a fact that your prices will be doubling. So anyone who wants to get in with Amanda now, when she's still just at this beginner's price and still making, I'm going to say she's still making, thousands of dollars a month on the side hustle. If you want to know more about that, if you want to know, even just talking to her and, having this conversation through the reading, because of course, Amanda will bring all the stuff through. It's a genius, and it's not even face to face. This is how good she is, right? Being able to do that. She's going to be able to help you see the other possibilities that can be in your reality. Same thing with me. If you do have a call with me, if you do come into the coaching space, we show you the possibilities of your unique genius. But as a whole, I just want to round this up by saying, if you decide to turn up your potency, your powers, your genius, Amanda is living proof that one conversation, 1 hour session of knowing the right things energetically, and of course the structure and the strategies, combining them together is that special soup. That is the kind of the soul soup to create thousands of dollars extra in your business in that side hustle. Or if you decide to, I have no doubt in my mind, Amanda, if you didn't have the kids, if you were making this a full-time business, that you would still have a 3-month waiting list booked up for 40 hours a week if that's what you were choosing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you everybody for listening. Go check out Amanda's page. I'll make sure I pop it in the notes, whether this is on the podcast or whether this is on the Facebook group. Go check her out. And if you have any questions for her, you can find her details there. Thank you for your time, Amanda. Super grateful. I know you've got a million things to do and do get your juggle on. Sending you so much love, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Bye. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for joining the Release Your Blocks podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear from you. So please leave a review and tell me what your favorite takeaway from today was. There is so much more from where this came from. You can also find me at Holistic Energy Shifting on Facebook, where you can find more content, more coaching, and more guidance. Have a grand and glorious day, and I'll see you next time.